Strange New Worlds should solve a 19-year-old Star Trek Enterprise character mystery. Star Trek Strange New Worlds has the opportunity to solve a Star Trek Enterprise mystery that has lasted for over 19 years. In Enterprise's controversial finale, These Are the Voyages, Commander William Riker, Jonathan Frakes, visits the NX-01 Enterprise in the holodeck, posing as the ship's chef. Riker's version of chef is friends with all the major characters on Enterprise, cooking and making pasta with Subcommander T'Pol, Jolene Blalock, Ensign Hoshi Sato, Linda Park, and even Dr. Phlox, John Billingsley. Yet Enterprise never revealed Chef's identity. Although Enterprise was the last series in the popular run of Star Trek shows produced by Rick Berman, it never received the same acclaim during its run on UPN. One reason was that Enterprise was a prequel. While the rest of Berman's shows featured crossovers and events impacting Star Trek, The Next Generation, Star Trek Deep Space Nine, and Star Trek Voyager, Enterprise's prequel status lent it fewer connections to the rest of Trek. Now, Strange New Worlds can give Enterprise those references and allusions. The mystery chef could serve as a bridge between Enterprise and a new era of Star Trek. It would make perfect sense if Star Trek Strange New Worlds reveals that Enterprise's mystery chef is an ancestor of Captain Christopher Pike, Anson Mount. Already, Strange New Worlds has revealed two key facts that point in this direction. Firstly, Captain Pike is a phenomenal cook. In the second episode of Strange New Worlds, Captain Pike hosts a dinner in his quarters to welcome Cadet Nyota Uhura, Celia Rose Gooding, to his crew, setting the tone for the entire show. Enterprise's mystery chef was obviously talented in the kitchen like Captain Pike. Enterprise's chef knew how to use his cooking to bring crewmates closer together. Secondly, Strange New Worlds has already established a link between itself and Enterprise. During Strange New Worlds Season 2, Episode 7, Those Old Scientists, a literal piece of the NX-01 Enterprise is revealed to be kept in engineering. Captain Pike admits that he has always looked up to Enterprise's Captain Jonathan Archer, Scott Bakula, and Uhura similarly explains that she has always admired Hoshi Sato. The crew of the NCC 1701 Enterprise already know and care about the NX-01. This connection would be strengthened and given more emotional impact if it were revealed that, in fact, Captain Pike is a descendant of the first Enterprise's chef. Because of his cooking talents and admiration for the NX-01 Enterprise, it makes sense for Captain Pike specifically to be a descendant of the mystery chef. Beyond that, it also makes sense, given the broader timelines and culture of Star Trek. We know that it's roughly 100 years between Star Trek Enterprise's finale and the start of Strange New Worlds. Since Captain Pike is already well established in Starfleet, and since Federation life expectancy is so high, it is easy to imagine the chef as Pike's great-grandparent, telling Pike stories of the early days of warp drive. Depending on how explicit Strange New Worlds wanted to get with the connection, the NX-01's mystery chef could even provide opportunities for references and crossovers with Enterprise. 20 years ago, Enterprise struggled because it didn't have the same context and connections that the rest of Star Trek shared. Now, by forging new connections with Star Trek Strange New Worlds, there is an opportunity to introduce a new generation of fans to the very first Enterprise and her crew. What started as an unsolved mystery could turn into a renaissance for Star Trek Enterprise. The Star Trek universe is vast, filled with rich lore, deep philosophical questions, and a wide array of memorable characters. One of the most enduring mysteries in the Star Trek canon dates back to the final season of Star Trek Enterprise, a show that delved into the earliest days of human space exploration and the foundation of the United Federation of Planets. There, a mysterious character was introduced, known only as Future Guy or the Temporal Agent, a shadowy figure from the 29th century who manipulated events throughout the series' temporal Cold War storyline. 19 years after the show's conclusion, this enigma remains unsolved. With Star Trek Strange New Worlds offering a new canvas for exploring Star Trek's rich history, now may be the perfect time to solve this decades-old mystery. Future Guy, an unfinished storyline introduced in Enterprise's first season, Future Guy was a recurring antagonist who communicated with the villainous Suliban Cabal, giving them advanced technology to influence the timeline. Future Guy's agenda remained opaque, but it was clear that he had his own interests at heart in the temporal Cold War, a conflict fought across centuries by factions attempting to alter or preserve historical events. Throughout the 4 seasons of Enterprise, viewers never saw Future Guy's face, and his identity was never revealed. Some clues were dropped, such as the fact that he hailed from the 29th century, but beyond that, his motives and identity were left shrouded in secrecy. Even as Enterprise tackled other pivotal storylines, the formation of the Federation, the Xindi conflict, and the early days of Starfleet, the temporal Cold War remained an unresolved thread. This unfinished storyline disappointed fans who were eager for answers about the true nature of Future Guy and his role in the greater Star Trek narrative. Why Strange New Worlds is the perfect venue. The recently launched Strange New Worlds is uniquely positioned to revisit and resolve this mystery. Set in the 23rd century, just a few years before the original series, the show explores the adventures of Captain Christopher Pike and the crew of the USS Enterprise. While it has primarily focused on episodic adventures, it has also shown a willingness to engage with broader Star Trek lore, including arcs from Discovery and Enterprise. Strange New Worlds is already part of a broader initiative to weave together the various strands of Star Trek's complex timeline. Its setting provides a fertile ground for exploring temporal anomalies and conflicts, especially since Enterprise played such a key role in establishing Starfleet in the Federation. The series could delve into the long-lasting effects of the temporal Cold War, which likely had repercussions beyond the 22nd century, and tie them into the current timeline. Who could Future Guy be? The possibilities for Future Guy's identity are numerous, and Strange New Worlds could provide the perfect reveal. There has been much speculation over the years, with theories ranging from the plausible to the wild. Some fans believe that Future Guy might have been Jonathan Archer himself, the captain of the Enterprise NX-01, who somehow gained access to temporal manipulation technology in the far future. Others theorize that Future Guy was a member of the Federation from a dystopian future, seeking to reshape history to ensure the Federation's survival. Some even believed he could have been a Romulan agent or an as-yet unknown time traveler with his own goals. In Strange New Worlds, the writers could craft a storyline that brings closure to this unresolved arc while also tying it into the show's main narrative. Perhaps Captain Pike and his crew stumble upon a temporal anomaly or a rogue faction from the future, reigniting the temporal Cold War and uncovering more about the mysterious figure behind the Suliban's manipulations. Such a plot would not only satisfy longtime fans of Enterprise, but also introduce new viewers to one of the most intriguing mysteries in Star Trek's history. The importance of resolving the temporal Cold War. While Star Trek Enterprise was not as universally beloved as some other series in the franchise, it was nonetheless a crucial part of Star Trek's legacy, setting the stage for the Federation's origins and exploring early human interactions with alien species. The temporal Cold War, though underutilized in the series, was an ambitious concept that spanned centuries and influenced key moments in history. By leaving this storyline unresolved, Star Trek missed an opportunity to fully explore the consequences of time travel and its impact on the galaxy. Resolving the mystery of Future Guy would not only provide closure for Enterprise fans, but also reinforce Star Trek's overarching themes of exploration, morality, and the consequences of meddling with time. The franchise has often dealt with the complexities of time travel, from episodes like The Next Generation's Yesterday's Enterprise,